What's up, mi gente? Welcome to another episode of Night Riders Podcast, where we bring you that 411 and all this crazy nonsense going out there. But this episode is really, it's really going to just talk about, you know, how wicked we are now out there, how crazy everything's gotten. It's just insane. It's hard to believe how everything is just. I just feel like we can't even have an opinion no more, man. It's just insane how one guy getting killed, it just people celebrating, and it's like words can't even describe how inhumane that is at all. For those of you who are out there celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk, I hope God helps you guys out, man, because that's really wrong. Whether you like the guy or not, whether you believed in what he was talking about or not, it's never right to celebrate somebody's death or somebody getting killed. More importantly, because it's just so hard to believe that this guy was killed just for going around and being passionate on speaking, putting 10 toes down on speaking on what he believed was right for anybody, for you and me. What he believed was good terms for your kids, my kids. That's what he was. That's what he was so passionate about. It was never about racism. It was never about people with pink hair, blue hair need to get right. It was never about that. He just didn't believe your tactics, and it was just insane how this has happened. How it has to be, violence has to be, because one thing I learned about Charlie, man, this is way more stronger than these and this, gun. And I feel like his death is proving that. Because he welcomed anybody to come and talk down, debate with him. He was open to any type of discussion, anything. Because right now Facebook is showing all kinds of reels of him discussing all kinds of things. And he was open to everything. And that's all he wanted, was just to sit down and talk and discuss. One of his quotes was, the only way to end division is by sitting down and talking to those we disagree with. And it's insane. It's insane how that's all he was about, and people were so mad at him just because he just, like I said, he was 10 toes down on what he firmly believed in. Now, you may not agree with what he believed in, but that was your right to do that. And so, I've only seen like 2 videos. I know a lot of people are saying that there's a bunch of videos out there. So I've only seen like 2, and both of them, they're both brown people. I'm assuming they're Mexicans. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe I know there's some people that like to get tans and stuff, make them look brown like me, but when I saw one of them for sure was Mexican, because she stated she was a Mexican. When I saw that one, I was just like heartbroken and just very in disbelief, because I'm 100% sure she probably was mad at him because of his thoughts about ICE and this deportation and stuff. And hopefully, if YouTube allows me, I can upload some videos of his points of these points that I'm trying to talk about. In this first video, I'm gonna show you when it comes up. It was his talk to another Mexican girl about. It starts off about Jesus, but at the end, what he says to her let me know that he was never about racism. It was about taking your steps into coming to another country. Whether if you're coming into USA, whether you're going to another country, Mexico or the Polish or Sweden, wherever, it don't matter. It was really you supposed to apply for a visa or whatever, citizenship over there, and just take your steps of becoming a citizen there.
And in Matthew 2:13-15, it talks about how Jesus had to flee Bethlehem, sorry. He had to flee because someone was going to die. and they were looking to kill him, and he had to flee his own country and leave everything behind because an angel spoke to Mary and Joseph that they should leave. So a lot of people do that. That's why they immigrate to the United States. A lot of people have to leave everything behind because not everyone just wants to pack up all their things and leave. Right now, I personally would hate if I had to sell my car, my house, leave my parents, leave my friends, and leave everyone. So I just want to know what your stance is on that, just because in the Bible it talks about that.
Right. So first of all, Jesus actually didn't emigrate. He stayed within the confines of the Roman Empire because Egypt was actually under Roman jurisdiction. That's a separate point. But there are plenty of verses that says you should welcome the stranger, and so I will grant you that. I guess the first point I would have to ask is, should immigration always benefit the home country?
I think so, yes. And that is one thing that I looked into. So there are immigrants right now working here, correct? And they get some of their paycheck cut off, right, because of Social Security and all those benefits. But they don't get those benefits because they're illegal
So do you
immigrants.
mean legal or illegal immigrants? That distinction is very important.
Okay. Illegal. They don't get those benefits.
Right. So
And
let's just be clear. If they have a Social Security number, how'd they get that?
the right way.
They stole it. You don't get a Social Security number as an illegal, period. It does not happen. They
And-
stole it.
Okay.
So that's an act of theft.
And
So they
not-
stole an American Social Security number to be able to work here, which drives down wages, which drives down opportunity cost. But even beyond that, we just have to look at their action. They were not invited to come to this country. They broke in line, they cut in line, and we should not reward line cutters or border jumpers. We should reward people like your parents that actually came here legally to this country.
The most important thing that he said at the end, you may have missed it, is he firmly believed that to get Social Security or visa or anything, he firmly believes in taking steps and giving it to the people who deserve it, giving it to people who come here legally, and like the girl's parents who did it the right way. So him saying that you're going to sit here and tell me that he was a racist, he wasn't, man. He wasn't. He just believed in taking the steps the right way. He believed in everything was to be the right way. So it was hard for me to believe that he was a racist when he just wanted basically almost the same thing as any other American. Just come the right way. He wanted to make sure that the right people are coming. I know a lot of Mexicans out there saying that, oh, my parents are hardworking people. Yeah, everybody's parents are hard workers. It's not just your parents. The fact of the matter is that if your parents came here and they had so many opportunities to go and get their social visas, social whatever, and they never took it, they never took that opportunity to go get them, it just made in the American eyes illegal. So I'm sorry to say it, and I'm sorry that I'm a Mexican talking like that, but it's just we're living in America. We're no longer living in what used to be Mexico. We have to accept that that's gone. You know, it's hard to admit that. I know this ground is old turf for Mexico, but it's way past that. It's what 200, 300 years past. If we keep living like that, we're never going to get better ourselves either. So we just got to do better, man. We just got to realize that it's hard to kind of talk about it too, because everybody takes the death assassination differently, but this one kind of hit me hard. Not as hard as anybody, but what it hit me hard is because to me, Charlie's assassination was a symbol of two things: death of our freedom of speech and control. So number one, the freedom of speech. So like I said, Charlie was just out going around to colleges talking about how, one, he talked about how college itself was a scam. How these kids were out there paying from $11,000 to $60,000 in tuition, and they're not getting the proper education. College, Charlie himself was a college dropout. He didn't finish college. I think he went to Liberty, a private Christian school. I think maybe, I'm not sure what school he went to, but I know he dropped out of one of the expensive schools. So you gonna sit here and tell me that he was a very educated man, but that college made him that way and stuff? No, he was just very into self-learning, I'm assuming, because all the stuff he did, he just went and did research, did everything he could on his own. And he went to college students and high school students and taught and let them know that was what's going on, is that you could learn better on your own without having to pay somebody, without giving up. One of the main things I think that made a lot of the people mad is one simple question he always asks: and what is a woman? When I seen those videos, everybody's just freaking out. You know, people were saying woman is someone who identifies as a female. And then simple answer is just it's a human with X and X chromosomes. I mean, it's a scientific thing, but a lot of people just, I guess, assume that it's just it's just very hard to sit here and talk about something that should be like common sense, you know. But yeah, man, when I saw the videos and stuff, I was just like disbelief, because all he did was just debate with people, and now we can't even debate no more. Like his belief was instead of going to war, let's just sit down and talk. Well, I'm assuming that's what they wanted, because that's a lot of people. I've seen videos where people call him out to fight, and he didn't want that, but he didn't show that he was intimidated or scared. He just firmly stated that if we can just come to an agreement on things that we disagree without violence being involved, then we have won. And that's all it was, man. It's just him debating and stuff. Number two, control. The reason I say it's control is because, like I'm saying, he's just going out of schools and talking about scams, college being a scam, college this. The second video I'm showing y'all is really what, because I saw videos and everybody was saying this is a deep state hit, and I was confused about it. I was like, why would this be a hit? He wasn't violent. He wasn't doing anything wrong. He was just going to schools and talking about how we can be better within ourselves, with the next generation, how we can be better. But this next video that I show y'all is really what he kind of wanted, his goals of what he wanted.
I visit college campuses so you don't have to. It's happening right now in high school and college campuses. Those are the battlegrounds of the hearts and minds of tomorrow. And so what we are doing every single day, and what I know all of you are equally as passionate about, to fight for that next generation, to be able to convince them, is, in my opinion, one of the most important endeavors in the entire country. Make no mistake, America is the greatest country in the history of the world. What I see every single day are students that are being taught that our country is racist and bigoted and homophobic and backwards, and they're being taught nothing but negatives about the greatest country ever to exist in the history of the world. And it would have been very easy for all of you to give up. Instead, the opposite happened, and the people in charge of our government, Hollywood, the media, they couldn't really understand why all of a sudden dads kept on showing up to school board meetings across the country. They couldn't understand why all of a sudden people started to run for precinct committee positions. They couldn't understand why the energy of the conservative movement only increased when they controlled everything. Turning Point USA is now on 2,000 high school and college campuses across the country. And as of today, our Students for Trump organization, our sister organization, has more affiliated chapters and groups than Students for Bernie Sanders. Opposite of what the media might lead you to believe, President Donald Trump has empowered a resurgence of conservatism on college campuses across the country. The exact opposite of what the media might lead you to believe. I want to win. I don't want to win elections. That's fine. That's a small thing. Elections come and go. I want to win the civilization. I want to live in a country that is free. I want to live in a country I recognize. I want our leaders to care more about you and our fellow countrymen and our fellow citizens than some sort of abstract idea or some sort of undefined GDP number. The conservative movement is trending towards a movement that will represent 60, 70, 80% of voters of all backgrounds and all colors. It's going to require our leaders and you to make sure they do it. The citizen is rising, everybody, and the regime is falling. We're going to win. God bless you guys. Thank you so much.
What I caught from this video is when he stated that what he wants for America is for our leaders to care about us, the people, to live in a free world, and for our leaders to, I'm assuming, for like to help make it ways where it benefits us, right? So that's where I'm like, okay, maybe that's what it is. I started kind of picturing, because I only watched Charlie's tours, his campus tours. I never really got into his, I guess, political views and stuff. He went out on Fox News and stuff and talked about what his stance on what can be better for our country. I never really got into all of that, but once I saw that video, I was just like, okay, it's starting to make sense. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's why it was, quote unquote, a hit. I think it's too soon to kind of talk about that stuff, but if people want to go with it, I'm pointing out that maybe this could be, it's going to be a big conspiracy, I'm sure, but I've already seen some videos of people trying to point out why there was a hit and stuff, but that right there will make sense to me, because if one thing we know, and I want to say he was kind of exposing a little bit of the corruption going around, and that's probably another thing too, because one thing that I've been talking about is how corrupted, well, not corrupt, but how bad it is here in America. And then one for sure, our leaders, well, to me, it's not making it. They really don't want what benefits us. It just benefits them, really. Don't matter what party, both parties, because like a lot of people saying the Republican Party is the most racist one because they want deporting stuff. They want deportations. They want all that. Biden, Obama, Bush, I want to say Clinton, all the way back, they always stated that we need to control the way immigrants come in. We need to deport and all that. So it's never been an issue it's never been an issue on these parties until Trump stated that, because I'm guessing Trump, because he's so cold on how he expresses things. He's not a political person, first off. So when he talks about these things, he's just vigilant and straight at it. It's not sweet talking like these political people. It's just straight 100% raw, which it hurts sometimes, but it's like all he's doing is because he's doing the same thing as the other people. Is just, it's not sweet talk like the other ones are doing. So that's to me is what it's all about. And so when we can't talk about things like this, we can't show the corruption. We can't show. That's why, to me, it turns out to be to kill off these people who are trying to wake us up, trying to really show us how bad it's getting. And that's why I'm thinking it's about control. Honestly, it's because of how once he starts, because a lot of kids were starting to follow Charlie's ways. They were starting to see what he was talking about. So he was very growing big. And so I'm assuming they were getting scared. So that's why they had to do what they had to do. And that's why I'm saying it's about control. They're trying to control us, really. But let me know what y'all think and stuff. So on this next topic, it's another one. I'm transitioned from English to Spanish because this is for my Latino people. There's another thing that's kind of hard for me to talk about on this. I'm gonna upload this picture and I want y'all to take a good look at it. So, because it's hard to kind of, it's a grandma who passed away saving her granddaughter, and that's very hard to kind of if you lose somebody. Like I've lost both my grandmothers, so seeing something like that kind of hit the heart. So I want to try to see if I could, get a good talk onto my Latino people, because what I'm seeing, a lot of Latinos, they're just not. Well, I mean, not just Latino in general, from everybody. It's just we're abusing time, and then that's something that we don't have a lot of. It's quick. Time is quickly for all of us. We're abusing time, and we don't really spend much time with the ones that love us. And I think that we need to put really our phones down, any type of device, any issues we have out there, put it down and give back with the people who love us, who are there to support us, and all that. So let me see if I could do it. It's been a while since I did a Spanish episode. So a toda mi gente que miraron esta foto de abuelita Alicia. Abuelita Alicia fue una de las abuelitas que, si miraron las noticias, en México había una explosión. No estoy seguro en dónde en México, pero había una explosión fuerte que, bueno, ni sé exactamente, no sé muy bien qué es lo que pasó. Nomás mire que eran unos 2 trenes o buses. No sé exactamente quién fue afectado. Todos nomás miré la foto de abuelita Alicia. Si toman un momento de ver esa foto de la abuelita Alicia, si miran, está toda quemada en todos lados. Pero no soltó para nada a su nieta. No dejó que nada le pasara a su nieta. Y es algo muy fuerte que necesitamos entender, mi gente, porque esa foto mirando enseña cómo un papá, una mamá, hermano, hermana, hijo, hija, abuelo, abuela, lo que sea, el amor de uno que tiene para su propia sangre, su propia gente, es muy fuerte, ¿verdad? Necesitamos, si toman un minuto de ver esa foto, necesitamos aceptar que en estos tiempos feos, no dejemos de querernos, no dejemos de hablar a los que se importen, los que nos importan. Y ojalá viendo esta foto que los abra los ojos a todos, que dejemos el celular, dejemos la envidia, dejemos las locuras que los hace separar, ¿verdad? Los que los deja así que ya no queremos hablar con por esta razón y todo. Que dejemos todo esto porque afortunadamente abuelita Alicia no sobrevivió. Ella falleció por las quemadas de seguro, porque pues, eso es algo bien fuerte. Yo me quemé una vez cocinando, me quemé la mano con el aceite y yo lloré como una niña de 3 años que le quitaron un juguete porque era algo bien feo. Me imagino cómo se sintió ella. Me imagino cómo el dolor que estaba ella pasando, ¿verdad? Y por eso estoy hablando aquí, para decirles que pongamos mucha atención en lo que está pasando alrededor. Pongan mucha atención, porque me imagino que ella no tenía planes de eso. Ella, yo creo, nomás sacó a su hija al pueblo para ir a la tienda a comprar unas cosas y regresar a la casa y seguir su vida. Pero en un momento así todo cae, todo pasa. Hay momentos que yo estoy manejando en el pueblo y tengo que estar más poniendo atención enfrente, atrás y a mis 2 lados, porque teniendo a mi hija conmigo causa un miedo muy fuerte que no se puede explicar porque el miedo más grande es perder a alguien, ¿verdad? Pero también vamos a aceptar que perdiendo algo es parte de la vida. Es parte de la vida que nacimos, ¿verdad? Nacimos para morir. Es lo que es lo único prometido en este mundo. Vamos a tomar tiempo para aceptar que no tenemos mucho tiempo en esta vida y disfrutar cada segundo con todos que los aman, con todos los amigos que los soportan y todo. Y vamos a tomar todo y abrazar, más importante, abrazar y decirle a la gente, a la más importante gente, que se necesita, que los queremos, los amamos y que soportar a cada uno, porque viendo esa foto, cuando yo miré esa foto de la abuelita Alicia, me recordó mucho de mi abuelita, mis 2 abuelitas. bueno, más mi abuelita Ochoa, que yo tenía una relación con ella. Y pues ella ya tiene como unos 12 años que falleció, pero cada día pues uno no sabe, ¿verdad?, cuándo va a ser su fin en este mundo. Y cada día extraño más cuando llegamos y ella bien contenta para vernos. So, vamos a aprovechar esto. No dejemos que se muera la memoria, esa foto. Esa foto para mí es una señal de amor. Y necesitamos que... Ay, caray, me estoy emocionando yo, pero necesitamos ponerle mucha atención a todos los queridos, a nuestros niños y todo, y para seguir viviendo fuerte. Y pues disfrutar toda la vida. Disfrutar la vida que viene. Muchas gracias, mi gente, si miraron esto. Muchas gracias a ustedes. Alright, so, man, I feel like I did pretty good, hopefully. Like I said, it's been a while since I did my episodes in Spanish, so it's been a minute since maybe, even though I am Mexican American, I grew up Spanish, my first language, but I have hard time speaking Spanish because thanks to the guys I work with right now, they all speak Spanish, so that kind of helped my Spanish out a little bit. But yeah, man, we just gotta be careful. We just really gotta point out and do better within ourselves, because there's nobody deserves to be killed just for speaking their opinions out. Nobody deserves to get shot just because they believe that whatever they believe, honestly. But I mean, Charlie, he was just one of those guys that believed we could have done better, we could do better, and he just believed in. One of his biggest thing was his religion. That's what he believed the most of everything. And I've seen videos of people who go back or go up to him and they said they live a crazy life, but then they found Jesus and they repent everything they did, and that's what made them happy. Because that's what it's all about. And I just watched before I started. I was just watching a video where he talks about if you can't just say you love God, but you're out there doing all these evil things. You can't just admit or go to church on Easter Sunday or any other important date for church. I'm not 100% sure of all this stuff, but you can't just go out on those dates and sign your name or and participate on that and say, I went these days. I should be good. It doesn't work that way. That's just like a false for God. It's more of an insult. It's a false faith. It's from what I got watching that video, and it makes sense, man. It makes sense because a lot of people out here celebrating his death, but then going to church and claiming they love Jesus, but then they're celebrating his death. It's like, you can't. I'm not big on the Bible, but I'm sure there's one thing that says you should always love your enemies. So it's like, how are you going to be doing that type of stuff, man? It just make it make sense. It's a hard thing to talk about, but hopefully we can do better. Hopefully somebody takes Charlie's work and continues it. Wish I was as popular as he is to continue that, but I'm here working, and we're gonna try to get it. And I may not have the voice like Charlie, but I'm gonna continue coming up here and talk about scams or whatever is going out there. But thank you guys if y'all watched this episode all the way through. Thank you guys, and hopefully we keep our heads up and just try to stay positive, try to live, because the devil is among us. After seeing this, the devil is among us, and he's working overtime. He's working very hard to make sure people like Charlie don't continue to spread the word, but people like who were very close with Charlie, like hopefully Candace and Ben Shapiro, they continue to spread that word, and, continue to spread the gospel word as well. And so hopefully we do better. But thank you guys if y'all watch this. Thank you. I'll catch you on the next episode.